And I remember, like, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but like, I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside.
Replete with very, very serious and salacious allegations, including allegations that Combs had cameras throughout his homes where he videotaped.
Imagine, just for a second, a hidden tunnel snaking its way beneath the massive Los Angeles mansion of none other than Sean Diddy Combs, a music mogul, entrepreneur, and cultural icon. But instead of leading to just another room or basement, rumors suggest this tunnel could be connected to something much bigger, perhaps even darker. This mysterious passageway is stirring up a frenzy online, sparking wild speculation and throwing Combs even deeper into the storm surrounding him. It's a twist that has people asking, is this simply a convenient underground feature, or could it be hiding something far more scandalous?
Took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
Let's dive into the story that's captivating Hollywood and beyond. It all started when law enforcement agents arrived at Combs' sprawling property with a mission. Rumors say they came with a purpose: to find evidence related to a federal investigation involving Combs and allegations that would make any headline writer's dream come true. Just the very presence of these agents was enough to set off speculation, but when they discovered a secret tunnel on his property, well, that was the detail that pushed the public into a state of disbelief and fascination. Some have compared this latest scandal to the mysteries surrounding the estates of other notorious figures, from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Jackson to Michael Jackson. Just as these men had their secrets exposed in shocking ways, Combs' tunnel has people wondering, what has he been hiding and who else might be involved?
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
The intrigue doesn't stop there. Sources close to the investigation suggest that the tunnel could lead to other high-profile properties in Hollywood, including, get this, the infamous Playboy Mansion. Yes, that mansion, known for its own secrets and ties to the elite. In fact, some have even whispered that this underground network could serve as a safe zone where certain guests could come and go unseen, shielded from the prying eyes of the public and, perhaps more importantly, from the law. Could this be true?
And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact, Jake, that the government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a criminal enterprise.
One thing's clear. The details of Combs' underground lair have sparked comparisons to hidden passages at the estates of powerful figures. Those in the know say that finding a tunnel like this on celebrity property is rare, but not unheard of. Hollywood has always had its hidden layers, and as shocking as it may seem, underground networks of secret passageways are more common in the circles of the ultra-wealthy than most of us would ever imagine. It's a feature of the rich and powerful, they say, a way for them to conduct business, meetings, or gatherings out of sight. And if the whispers are true, Combs' property might just be the latest link in this chain of hidden connections that people are now calling Hollywood's darkest network.
This has to be a 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility.
This is where things start getting even juicier. Rumors are flying that this particular tunnel may have been used for Combs' notorious freak-off gatherings. Now, for those unfamiliar with the term, these events allegedly brought together some of the most influential people in entertainment. Insiders describe them as chaotic, unrestrained affairs, with a list of guests that reads like a who's who of Hollywood elite. Among the guests at these exclusive get-togethers, some of the biggest names in the industry. But, it's said, not everyone who attended understood the full extent of what went on closed doors. Diddy's former partner, Cassie, has given some chilling details about what she saw and experienced during these gatherings. According to her, these weren't just parties. They were something much more intense, something that left a lasting impact on everyone involved.
We all saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy.
Yikes.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse.
Cassie's account paints a vivid picture of events spiraling out of control. She claims that Diddy would often throw these parties with high-profile guests and that the atmosphere at these gatherings was unlike anything people expected. Guests would be drawn in by the glamorous setting, the exclusive crowd, and the promise of an unforgettable night, but what they allegedly found was something far more unsettling. Cassie describes how, under Combs' influence, these gatherings turned into scenes of bizarre behavior and even rumored coercion. Some insiders now speculate that this hidden tunnel might have been an escape route or a way for people to arrive and leave without being seen. Could this be part of why this tunnel exists?
And a lot of the evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those two raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named freak-offs.
Adding another layer to this tangled web, the tunnel has now become a part of public fascination. People are recalling stories about other celebrity homes with similar features. For instance, the Playboy Mansion has long been rumored to have secret passageways for the high-profile guests who frequented the estate. In fact, during the 1970s and 80s, it was widely speculated that a network of tunnels ran underneath the Playboy Mansion to allow celebrities to come and go discreetly, away from the media and public scrutiny. Could it be that Diddy's home features something similar? And if so, is it just an architectural quirk or something much more sinister?
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now.
But let's take a step back and consider how all of this came to light in the first place. Rumors suggest that law enforcement received a tip-off from someone who was very familiar with the property, maybe a former friend or even an employee with inside knowledge. This anonymous source claimed that there were hidden features at Combs' estate that would raise eyebrows, especially in light of the recent allegations against him. According to sources, when agents arrived, Combs' staff attempted to keep them out, but the agents were prepared. They bypassed the usual pleasantries and went straight for the lower levels of the estate, where the entrance to the tunnel was supposedly concealed. And once they made their way down, they uncovered the passageway that has now set the internet on fire.
Clearly, there is a criminal investigation underway, and that they believe that there would be evidence of crimes in one or both of these homes.
The mystery only deepens when we consider who might be involved in these hidden networks. High-profile figures from across Hollywood have long been rumored to be part of secret social circles, and some believe that these tunnels are just one piece of a larger puzzle. Many celebrities who once graced the pages of tabloids or dominated the entertainment world have since retreated into private lives, with some claiming they've gone into hiding. Others, like 50 Cent, have come forward with statements about the culture of secrecy that permeates these elite circles. According to him, Hollywood insiders are well aware of these dark secrets, but they stay silent out of fear or self-preservation. Could this silence be part of a wider cover-up, one that extends beyond Diddy's immediate circle?
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
50 Cent himself has been vocal about his suspicions regarding Diddy. He's hinted at knowing details about these underground gatherings for years, claiming that he steered clear of the mogul's events specifically because of the strange energy surrounding them. In one interview, he stated that he never felt comfortable with Diddy's approaches, describing the music mogul's behavior as unsettling. With 50 Cent now set to release a documentary on Combs, tentatively titled Did He Do It?, it's clear that he's intent on shedding light on what he sees as a long hidden side of the entertainment industry.
Now, so what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, get moved earlier than that?
As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released.
In fact, it's 50 Cent's upcoming docuseries that has further fueled speculation around Combs' inner circle. Fans are buzzing about the potential for the series to unearth secrets not only about Diddy, but also about others in his orbit. Word has it that 50's documentary will feature interviews with former insiders, alleged victims, and other notable figures who were once part of Combs' circle. This could be the most explosive celebrity expose of the decade, promising to reveal aspects of Hollywood that many would rather keep hidden.
Problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there is enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see. These are allegations.
The story doesn't end there. Combs' underground tunnel is just one of many shocking details that have emerged as a result of the ongoing investigation. Federal authorities seem to be leaving no stone unturned, and with each new development, the public's appetite for answers only grows. Some speculate that these tunnels could lead to yet more revelations about Hollywood's underground culture, a network that allegedly allows the rich and powerful to operate in ways that most of us could never imagine. It's a world shrouded in secrecy, where the rules don't seem to apply, and where those involved live by a different code.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry.
As more details surface, the question remains, just how deep does this go? For now, the full extent of what Combs may or may not be hiding in his mansion is unknown. But one thing is certain, this case has opened a Pandora's box that shows no signs of closing. And as the investigation into Sean Diddy Combs unfolds, it's clear this isn't just about one person or a handful of allegations. What's emerging is a vast web of connections and hidden alliances that many say have been operating in the shadows of Hollywood for decades. With each new day, more stories surface, more names are mentioned, and the mystery around Diddy's world gets even stranger. But this isn't just a scandal about parties or allegations. It's starting to feel like a blueprint for how the elite maintain their power and their secrets.
Do you believe Diddy is a dangerous person?
Yes.
One of the most unsettling aspects of this story is the sheer number of people who seem to be connected in some way, from fellow moguls to executives at major entertainment companies. And we're not talking about distant acquaintances here. Some of these connections are rooted in close, long-standing business partnerships and collaborations. There's been word from inside sources that some of Diddy's closest industry allies have been contacted by investigators for questioning, sparking rumors that a number of people within Hollywood's upper ranks may have had some knowledge, if not involvement, in the activities being scrutinized.
Now you got the Diddy situation where he jumps on a private jet, they say yesterday, and is on his way to the Cape Verde Islands.
And it's not just Hollywood that's under the microscope. Reports suggest that influential figures in the fashion world, sports, and even high-level executives from major media conglomerates are watching this case with unease. For instance, Diddy's involvement with prominent designers and luxury brands over the years is well known, but some insiders claim these connections go deeper than mere business deals. Stories are emerging of exclusive gatherings organized around fashion weeks in cities like Paris and New York, where Diddy and his circle hosted private events attended by models, designers, and athletes, often in secluded venues where privacy was strictly enforced. Some attendees are now speaking out anonymously, describing these events as both glamorous and strange, leaving them with the feeling that they weren't just parties, but part of a larger culture of secrecy.
Now, if the government is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being, they have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
Then there's the mysterious shift in Diddy's inner circle. In recent years, several key figures who once worked closely with him have left his team under unclear circumstances. Some of these individuals were longtime friends and collaborators who had stood by his side through previous controversies. The timing of their departures is raising eyebrows, with rumors suggesting that these exits may have been prompted by information that had yet to reach the public eye. People are questioning whether these former associates knew something they didn't want to be implicated in. This sudden turnover in his circle has left a gaping hole, with Diddy scrambling to replace trusted staff members and executives, a sign, some say, that the walls might be closing in on him. Another point of focus is Diddy's complex business empire, which spans music, fashion, television, and even tech investments. Financial analysts have noted that while his empire is impressive on the surface, there are peculiar inconsistencies when it comes to the ownership and management of some of his assets. For example, certain properties and luxury assets have reportedly been registered under names of relatives, including his children, in a way that could be interpreted as an attempt to shield them from legal exposure. In the wake of these revelations, some are speculating that this could be part of a broader strategy to protect his wealth in case the investigation results in substantial legal claims.
That he controlled every aspect of her life. He is accused of frequently beating her and would hide her in hotel rooms for days until the bruising and signs of abuse were gone.
And yet, despite these connections and precautions, it's the details of his personal life that are drawing the most fascination. Sources say that Diddy was known among close friends and associates for keeping meticulous records, almost obsessively, of his interactions and transactions with people in his orbit. It's even been reported that he maintained files on certain industry figures, people he considered potential threats or rivals, and would routinely update these files based on new information he learned through his network. This practice, which some are calling his black book, is said to be a form of leverage, giving him a certain amount of control over individuals who may have otherwise turned against him. The existence of this alleged black book, if true, could change everything, especially if law enforcement gains access to it.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
Adding to the suspense, there's been speculation about possible offshore connections. Investigators are reportedly looking into overseas accounts and assets tied to Diddy's name, with several sources claiming that he owns real estate and investments in international locations under shell companies. These accounts are believed to hold significant funds, but they're also raising questions about whether these assets were part of a plan to distance certain transactions from his name. Some speculate that this international network could reveal more about his connections to global power players, suggesting that Diddy's influence and activities may go far beyond Hollywood.
That's of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
Adding to the intrigue, some of the most unexpected details have emerged from former employees who managed Diddy's estates. A former security guard speaking under anonymity described an elaborate system of entry protocols that went beyond typical high-profile security measures. According to this source, visitors were required to sign agreements and often had their phones taken to ensure no footage or audio could be captured inside his properties. These accounts paint a picture of a man intensely focused on secrecy, prompting further speculation that some of his most private dealings may have involved individuals who remain hidden from the public eye. It raises the question, who else could have been part of this carefully controlled inner world?
That this is the end of the Diddy story as we know it.
And it's not just his homes under scrutiny. Some reports claim that luxury vehicles registered to Diddy's name have been traced to locations where private gatherings allegedly took place. With surveillance and GPS data now part of the investigation, authorities are reportedly piecing together a timeline of Diddy's activities that could extend well beyond what's been previously reported. This level of forensic detail has made many wonder what the final results of this investigation will reveal, and whether any other high-profile names will surface as more details come to light.
Not only should he have apologized to Kathy in that video, he should have apologized to all of the general public that he lied to.
And while his immediate circle remains tight-lipped, not everyone in the entertainment world is staying silent. In recent weeks, former associates from Diddy's early days have begun to resurface, sharing stories that add new layers to his public persona. One former associate from his record label days, speaking anonymously, described Diddy as intensely strategic and willing to go to extreme lengths to protect his image. According to this individual, Diddy cultivated relationships with key people in media and law enforcement over the years, allowing him to stay 2 steps ahead of any potential controversy. They claim that he would sometimes invite influential people to exclusive dinners, where he would charm them with his charisma and generosity, often securing their loyalty in ways that made them hesitant to speak out against him later on. As the case continues to evolve, one thing is clear. Diddy's influence reaches into places that even his most devoted fans may not have suspected. People are beginning to see him not just as a music mogul, but as a powerful figure with complex ties across multiple industries. The ongoing investigation is starting to pull back the curtain on what appears to be an intricate network of alliances, deals, and personal loyalties that extend well beyond the entertainment world. And with so many players potentially implicated, the pressure is on for those connected to him to distance themselves or face their own fallout.
The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who don't really want it.
Meanwhile, public scrutiny is intensifying, with media outlets covering every new detail and fans flooding social media with questions and theories. Many are speculating that we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg and that more shocking revelations could still come to light. In fact, several media insiders have hinted that major publications are working on investigative pieces that could uncover even deeper connections within Diddy's network, suggesting that this story is far from over. In the end, the question that remains is whether Diddy's carefully constructed world will withstand the scrutiny. With each new revelation, his reputation and empire seem to grow more fragile as more people begin to question the image he's projected for decades. As this story unfolds, it leaves us with some pretty big questions. Do you think the Hollywood elite are protecting each other, keeping secrets hidden in plain sight? And just how many more layers of this complex network could still be out there waiting to be uncovered? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.